I understand it hasn't even been a month since we entered 2025, but I have a hunch that toward the year's end, when I recollect and ponder the best shows of the year, I'll rapidly think about Landman. Could we at any point be genuine? After the unbelievable Yellowstone Season 5 disaster, countless us lost trust in Taylor Sheridan. We were baffled, berserk, and even more basically, wrapped up with him. In light of everything, it turns out he was truly justifying another open door, as Landman Season 1 has exhibited to us all. Bits of hearsay from all over recommend that the second season of the series is currently in progress and will base on Kami more than whatever else. Without a doubt, you heard it right, the Oscar chose Demi Moore will turn into the prevailing point of convergence in his Sheridan show, and I can barely keep it together for it. As you would recall, close to the completion of Season 1, we saw Tommy Norris go from being an unassuming landman to the highest point of a tremendous excessive oil movement. It's a Goliath shift for his character, and I want to surrender. It's been enamoring watching him investigate this new, strategic position of power. Billy Bob Thornton has accomplished truly marvelous work making Tommy feel both blemished and complex, which makes me so curious to see where Sheridan takes him in the ensuing season. Is Tommy really going to embrace this better approach for life and power, or will he be moved indeed into the morally dull world he came from? I can't fight the temptation to consider how far will he go to grasp all that he's gained? If he continues to respect John Dutton concerning his characteristics, there's a high open door he won't see any blocks or cutoff points before him. Additionally, to be sure, this infers things will simply get more crazy. Incidentally, do you guess Tommy is the best individual over John? I know it's an odd assessment, yet it feels fitting, taking into account that the two characters arose out of Sheridan's cerebrum. Thornton himself has nudged that Season 2 will bounce significantly more significant into Tommy's internal fights. He showed that Tommy will anyway be the extremely individual no matter what the recognition and fortune that go with being head of MTX. Tommy's never going to get the Landman out of him, Thornton shared. That makes me think we'll see Tommy veer off in a more unexpected direction in the impending episodes. In light of everything, while you're dealing with the oil business, nothing anytime stays clean for quite a while, right? There's no lack of moral issues for Tommy in this high-stakes world, and I'm sure Season 2 will see him ceaselessly changing his trustworthiness to his new position with the filthy dealings that seem to go with the gig. The subsequent he gets comfortable, I can at this point see the walls starting to close in. We ought to cross our fingers that he doesn't break under the strain, will we? As of now, this present time is the ideal open door to examine the part that empowers me the most, Kami factory administrator. If you thought the show incorporating Tommy was exceptional, just hang on until Demi Moore's character, Kami, turns into the mind-boggling center. In the principal season, she was the life partner of major areas of strength for the Monty plant administrator, who, after a wild fulfillment, deserted a broke domain. With Monty good and gone, Kami is prepared to push ahead and promise her spot in the domain of MTX, and I'm truly eager to see what's in store for her. With all that Monty put her through, might you anytime at any point imagine the kind of fire Kami will propose of genuine worth since she has control? I'm anticipating a savage battle for control among her and Tommy, and we ought to be certified it will thoroughly bolt. Will Kami emerge as Tommy's most essential accomplice, or will they be furious foes engaging for a comparable cut of the pie? I can barely keep down to find out. Sheridan has pushed that there's fundamentally more story left to tell with her. Kami has a lot of improvement to go through, he said, adding that now that her soulmate is gone, she will be an astonishing force to be reckoned with. What's driving Kami now? Will she search for retaliation for all the disturbance her family continued on, or will she use this as an opportunity to develop something extensively more prominent than beforehand? Like Tommy, I have a tendency she will not pull out easily. John Hamm, who played Monty factory administrator, has moreover said something in regards to the looming season, offering some comprehension into where Kami's head might after Monty's pass. I accept she's probably truly pissed that her life partner is gone and that her family is squashed, he said. Furthermore, genuinely, how might she not be? Imagine being according to her perspective. I couldn't really imagine how Kami ought to deal with the hardship, and I'm sure that distress will fuel a lot of her exercises continuing. According to Hamm, we can guess that Kami ought to hold a veritable hatred and clean up a lot of obliteration in Season 2. Excepting there's one thing I'm certain of, it's that she won't let Monty's passing be greatly. She will guarantee she gets what's hers, and trust me, I'm sticking around for it. What really stimulates me is the greater record spreading out inside the oil business itself. The principal season set up this universe of corruption, control, and excitement, and I understand Sheridan is just start. With Tommy responsible for MTX and Kami as of now wandering into the picture, who can say for sure what kind of essential moves will happen immediately? Season 2 will push all of the cutoff points, and I can at this point imagine the thrilling curves in the street coming our bearing. What will the rising of these two-in-number characters mean for the general impact in the oil world? I couldn't in that frame of mind to figure, yet it will be one astounding ride. Concerning the new faces joining the cast, I'm enchanted at this point, as excited and restless as can be about who will step in to create a commotion. Sheridan shows are known for their uncommon individual round fragments, and I can't fight the temptation to feel like the stakes will get a lot higher with the development of new players. Who are these new characters, and which occupations will they play in the greater story? One thing is definitely, but especially like Yellowstone, no one is safeguarded in this horrendous world. To be sure, even Stephen Ruler, without a doubt, the master of terribleness himself, has commented on Landman, sharing his considerations on the show's portrayal of the American West and its characters. Master has worshipped Sheridan's work, particularly by the way he's sorted out some way to make characters that vibe both certified and persuading. Regardless, he proposed the series could benefit from stretching out its fixation to consolidate more various voices. The show is astonishing, yet I truly figure it would be captivating to see more female voices in the mix, Master said. Along these lines, it's fair to say the show has stunned a lot of us, and I acknowledge Season 2 will simply ensure that it ends up being another staggering show nearby Yellowstone. It is set to make a big appearance in mid-2026.